Hi everyone, welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be continuing with the first letter from John, chapter 5, verses 14 through 21. And he's speaking as someone who sounds pretty confident and begins with wanting to instill the confidence in us. Let's listen. Beloved, we have this confidence in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us in regard to whatever we ask, we know that we have asked him for is ours. If anyone sees his brother sinning, if the sin is not deadly, he should pray to God and he will give him life. This is only for those whose sin is not deadly. There is such a thing as deadly sin, about which I do not say that you should pray. All wrongdoing is sin, but there is sin that is not deadly. We know that anyone begotten by God does not sin, but the one begotten by God he protects. The evil one cannot touch him. We know that we belong to God, and the whole world is under the power of the evil one. We also know that the Son of God has come and has given us discernment to know the one who is true. And we are in the one who is true, in his Son, Jesus Christ. He is the true God and eternal life. Children, be on guard against idols. So when I like that vote of confidence, he's saying we have confidence in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. Not that God might hear us, not eventually. He does hear us. But that doesn't mean that God grants every request exactly as we imagine it. John is not promising a control situation, he's promising a relationship. Prayer isn't about convincing God, it's about aligning our hearts with his. So like I've mentioned before in previous episodes, the first letter of John was written to the early Christian communities who had a lot of confusion and uncertainty. People were spreading different ideas that distorted who Jesus was and what faith actually really meant. So John is reassuring them. He's saying that those who belong to God can have the confidence, not to be arrogant, but to live at peace. And that final section reminds believers that eternal life is not just a future promise, but it's a present reality. Life lived together with God through Christ. And then the final line, children, be on your guard against idols. He's not talking about statues or false gods. He's talking about anything that quietly takes God's place, anything that we trust more, cling to more, look for security more instead of him. And that's all around us today. Different opinions, different noise of distraction online or in the news. So John invites us to be grounded, to be confident that we are heard and protected by God. Faith is not having all of the answers, it's about staying connected. Choosing God again and again, even when other voices compete for our attention. And perhaps, I guess the best thing is to remember that we are not alone. We belong to God, and that belonging changes how we live and how we trust. So journal prompts that would go along with this passage would be, when I pray, do I believe that God truly hears me? And what does it look like to have confidence in God during everyday life? And what subtle idols, maybe they're habits, worries, that pull my attention away from God? And how can I remain rooted in God's truth even when there's all of these distractions around us in the world? And then finally, Where do I need to rest more deeply in God's presence today? I hope that this message was encouraging to you, and if you feel like a friend could also use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's whispers.